This is the true story of the most unbelievable solo mission of World War II, and somehow, almost nobody's heard of it. Léo Major was born in New Bedford, Massachusetts in 1921, but he grew up in Montreal in a house that wasn't kind to him. His father was harsh, the relationship was broken beyond repair, and by 14, Léo had moved out to live with his aunt. He wasn't trying to be a hero, he was trying to prove to his father that he wasn't a failure. So in 1940, at 19 years old, he joined the Canadian Army. 4 years of training later, he landed on Juno Beach on D-Day, June 6, 1944, as part of the Canadian forces storming Normandy. Weeks later, fighting near Caen, his patrol ran into a German SS unit. In the firefight, a phosphorus grenade exploded near his face. The burning chemical destroyed most of the vision in his left eye. The medics told him he was done, going home, war over. Léo said no. His logic was simple. He was a sniper. Snipers only need one good eye to aim. So he kept his rifle, put on an eye patch, and stayed in the fight. Over the next several months, Léo Major became something close to a legend inside his own regiment, even if nobody outside it knew his name yet. During the Battle of the Scheldt, later that year, a group of British soldiers went missing on patrol. Léo went out alone to find them. He found their abandoned equipment outside a house, and inside, he found the German soldiers who'd captured them. Alone with one eye, he took 93 German prisoners by himself. Then in February 1945, the truck carrying him back to camp hit a landmine. Everyone else inside was killed. Léo survived with serious back injuries. He was offered another way out, another chance to go home with his dignity intact and his war over. He refused again. After a month of recovery, he went back to the front. By April 1945, the war in Europe was nearly finished. Léo's regiment, the Régiment de la Chaudière, was approaching one of the last major obstacles in their path, the Dutch city of Zwolle. 50,000 civilians lived there. Intelligence suggested the German garrison defending it was strong enough that the Allies were preparing to flatten the city with artillery before sending troops in. But artillery doesn't just kill soldiers. It kills the 50,000 people living there too. The commanding officer asked for 2 volunteers to scout the city first, to find out exactly how many Germans were really there, and if possible, make contact with the Dutch resistance. Léo and his close friend Corporal Willie Arsenault stepped forward. That night, the 2 men slipped into the dark toward the city's edge. A Dutch farmer pointed them toward where the Germans were positioned near the railway. They moved closer, and then gunfire broke the silence. Willie Arsenault was hit. He died almost instantly in the street, with Léo right beside him. Most men at that point would have pulled back, reported what happened. Let the artillery do what artillery does. Léo Major did not pull back. He went further into the city, alone. What happened over the next 6 hours has been pieced together from Léo's own later testimony and the official military citation written weeks afterward, and even now historians describe it as almost too extreme to believe. Carrying 2 submachine guns and a bag of grenades, Léo began moving through Zwolle's streets in total darkness. He found a German machine gun position where the crew was asleep and eliminated it before they knew what was happening. He ambushed a German vehicle, capturing the driver, and forced him to lead him toward enemy positions, and eventually to a building where a German officer was stationed. By chance, the officer spoke French. Léo told him the truth wrapped in a lie, that Canadian forces had already surrounded the city and that a full assault, artillery and all, would begin at dawn. He gave the officer a choice: pull every German unit out now or stay and be destroyed when the sun came up. Then Léo handed the officer back his own pistol as a show of good faith and let him walk into the night to spread the warning. For hours afterward, Léo kept moving, firing at intervals, setting off grenades in different parts of the city, creating the impression of a much larger force advancing from multiple directions. German units, confused and cut off from each other in the dark, began to retreat without ever realizing the army attacking them was a single soldier with an eye patch. By the early morning hours, Léo encountered the leader of the local Dutch resistance, and together they confirmed it: the Germans were gone. The city the Allies had been prepared to level with artillery was already free. Just before 9 a.m., Léo Major walked back to Canadian lines. He was soaked from wading through canals. He was carrying the body of his friend Willie Arsenault because he refused to leave him behind. He reported that Zwolle was liberated. The planned artillery bombardment, the one that would have killed an unknown number of the city's 50,000 residents, was canceled. The Régiment de la Chaudière walked into Zwolle that morning completely unopposed. For this, Léo Major was awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal. His official citation described how he continued to patrol alone for 6 hours, organizing local civilians into makeshift patrols and forcing the German withdrawal almost entirely by himself. Here's the part of the story that makes it almost impossible to believe. Léo Major told almost no one. He went home to Montreal, he became a plumber, he got married, had children, lived an ordinary, quiet life. His son grew up not knowing his father had liberated a city. His wife had no idea either. 30 years passed. Then in 1968, a delegation from Zwolle tracked Léo down. They wanted him to attend the 25th anniversary of the city's liberation. That was the moment his own family found out, for the first time, what he had actually done that night in 1945. When his wife asked him why he'd never said anything, his answer was simple. He didn't think anyone would believe him. Léo Major went on to volunteer for a second war, Korea, where in 1951, he led a unit that captured and held a strategic hill against Chinese forces for 3 days straight, earning him a second Distinguished Conduct Medal. To this day, he remains the only Canadian and one of only 3 soldiers in the entire British Commonwealth to receive that medal twice in 2 separate wars. He passed away in 2008 at 87 years old. In Zwolle, they never forgot him. There's a street named after him. School children are still taught his story. In 2018, Dutch football fans unveiled a banner at a match calling him the sole savior of Zwolle. The mayor of the city still calls him a living symbol of what freedom actually costs. A man with one eye, walking into a city alone at midnight, made the difference between life and death for 50,000 people who never knew his name until decades later. That's the story of the one-eyed ghost. If stories like this deserve to be remembered, hit subscribe. There are more incredible true stories from history waiting for you on this channel.